Aloha, my name's Collie Norman, Blue Maui Ukulele. I'm the boss and everything else. And today we're going to look at how to string an ukulele. There are several different bridges, which is where you're going to have to start. And I know of 4. There are probably other ones too, but at any rate we'll look at the 3 that I have here and speak a little bit on the one that I don't have. First of all, the most basic one would be just the one that you tie a knot in the end of the string and pull it through a slot, and the knot holds it in place. Then the next one, which is similar in idea, there's some holes drilled through the bridge and through the body of the ukulele. You feed the string through, tie a knot in the end of it, pull it back tight, and then you have it affixed to the bridge. The third one would be one with bridge pegs, which would have a larger hole. You would feed the string through with the knot already in the end of it, put the bridge peg through, pull it tight, and then you're ready to hook it onto the tuners. And then the fourth is the one like classical guitar, which you simply feed the string through the bridge and then put a twist in the end of the string and feed it back through itself, and as you pull it tight, it tightens itself. And the harder you pull on the string, the tighter the knot gets. So those are the 4 methods of holding strings onto the bridge. For the most common attachments, you'll make a knot in the end of the string. What I do is just simply make a loop, put a couple of twists in it, then feed the string back through, pull it, and you've made a figure 8 or a double figure 8, and you have a nice little knot in there that then can be fed into the slot, or if you have the bridge pins, it can go drop in and then the pin go in, and then it pulls tight against the pin. In this method, with the holes in the bridge, it's generally easiest. Feed it through. Quite often it'll come right out through the sound hole. Again, you put the twists in it, pull it through. When you've got the knot in it, you can pull it back in. You can pull the knot good and tight and then pull it back out again and trim off the excess and burn the end of it. Then that way it's much less likely to have the knot pull out. So now I'm going to feed this string through the little hole in the bridge. Work several twists into it. Feed it back through. Pull it down tight. Now it will stay there. It's pretty much got itself. You can pull it tight. And we'll work our way up to the tuning peg. I've lined up the hole so that it's running straight up and down. Then you feed through and pull around the opposite way of how the thing's going to turn. So on this side of the ukulele, this peg is going to turn this way. It's going to turn clockwise. Then I'll feed the string under once, at least twice, and hold it there. Then I'll start turning. When we get to about here, you can see I'm going to pull this so the knot falls into the little hole. There it goes. So now it's being held on the tuning peg essentially the same way it was being held down at the bridge. By twisting around and being pulled against itself, it's being held. So then we continue on around, and I generally try to make sure that the string is fed below, so that as it winds on, it winds down the peg rather than winding up the peg. So we continue to turn. And this is where one of these little, with a geared tuners, one of these little cranks comes in handy. It takes a lot of cranking to tighten a string up. So now that it's working its way below, I can go ahead and feed it back into the nut and keep going around. Now a new string is going to take quite a lot of tightening, and it's going to come out of tune quite often for several days. So that's going to take retightening and retightening throughout the several days. In a week's time or so, it will probably hold its tune, and you won't have to worry about it nearly so often. Although, of course, whenever you're going to play, it's always a good idea to go ahead and tune the ukulele and make sure things are right. So there you go. We've gone through stringing an instrument.